4 years in a row, and this year I sat down and thought maybe I'm done. Hello everyone and welcome back. Burning Man, I've been going for 4 years straight, and every single year someone asks me, is it actually worth it? Is it worth it, the money, the heat, the chaos? And this year, for the first time, I genuinely wasn't sure I was going. In this video, what actually made me hesitate after the years, the real cost, and a full honest number, including the mistakes I made in a year one that cost me a lot of money, what I've learned about what to spend and what to skip, and the one reason I keep going back that has nothing to do with the art or the practice. Let me give you some context for anyone who hasn't seen my previous video. Burning Man is a week-long weekend in the Nevada desert. 70,000 people, no call service, no internet, no money. Everything is either gifted or you bring it yourself. You build a camp, you live in the dust, and for 7 days you are completely cut off from the outside world. I first went for 4 years and I've gone every year since. Now I want to be honest with you about something that I don't think I said clearly enough before. I don't go to Burning Man for the art installations, as incredible as they are. I don't go for the music, I don't go for the costumes. Also, I do love them. I go because it's the only place in my life where I genuinely stop. I am a competitive ballroom dancer. I run business, I manage a YouTube channel, I travel constantly, my brain is always running. What's next? What's missing? What needs to be fixed? At Burning Man for 7 days, that voice goes quiet. No notifications, no emails, no asking anything from me. Just being there in the dust, in the heat, and the absolute absurdity for 70,000 people in the middle of nowhere choosing to exit together. That's what I keep coming back for. So why did I almost skip it this year? 3 things hit at the same time. First, money. I have a competition in New York on July 4th weekend. Registration, flights, hotel, makeup, that's already from 4K to 5K. And Burning Man is not cheap. Ticket alone, minimum price is $575. 2 major expenses in the same summer. That's a real pressure. Second thing, timing. My competition is in early July. Burning Man is end of August. In between, I have rehearsals every week, gym 3 times a week, and additional training. I'm doing it late May. My schedule this summer is genuinely full. And third, this is the one I didn't expect. After 4 years, I started to wonder if I still needed the same way. The first year, it broke something open in me. The second year, I went back to find that feeling again. The third year, it was ritual. This year, I looked at the calendar and thought, maybe I can take a year off. That thought scared me. Not because I was afraid of missing a party, not because I know myself. And I know that I will do it next year, is how I've talked to myself out of things before, things that mattered. And let me give you a real cost, and I want to include something I've never talked about in details: the expenses, mistakes I made in a year one. When I first went to Burning Man, I watched all the beautiful videos online, the incredible costumes, the elaborated looks, and I bought costumes for $500, $800, $1,000. I deeply regret that. And here's the truth about a Burning Man costumes: you wear them once, maybe twice, if you are lucky. The desert is a dry lake bed, dust, fine clay, heat. After 1 day in that environment, your costume is permanently changed. It's heavy with dust, it smells, the fabric is different, and most of these elaborated festival pieces, they're not designed for riding a bicycle through a desert at 2 a.m. Which brings me to the bicycle rule. Everything at Burning Man is far apart. You need a bike, and anything long, flowing, and hanging from your costume will caught in the wheel. I watched a friend's skirt wrap around her chain in the middle of the playa. Chain came off, bike unusable. 5 kilometers from the camp, she walked back carrying her own bike. So now I buy almost everything from Shein and AliExpress, $10 or $20 for a piece. I wait, I enjoy it completely, and in the end of the week, I leave it behind without any regret. You pack 2 suitcases going in. You come home with one. The closest stays in the desert. The one exception: shoes. Do not buy cheap boots for Burning Man. I watched a friend's $20 boots fall apart at day 2. She spends the rest of the week just wrapping them in a duct tape. My boots cost $120 4 years ago, and they lasted for all 4 years full at Burning Man. Good footwear is the one place you do not cut corners. And one more thing, the fur coat. At Burning Man, nights getting real cold. You need a proper fur coat or fox fur for the evenings. My coats have lasted about 2 years each. This year I ordered a new one, white, $100, and they also sent me a spotted by mistake. When I tried to return it, they offered to let me keep it for $15, so I kept it. I bought spray paint cans, about $60 total, and painted myself at home. Rainbow colors, completely one of a kind. Honestly, I felt more Burning Man than anything I've bought pre-made. That's exactly what event about, making something yours. Also, one important note: Burning Man has a strict policy on costumes. No glitter, no loose sequins, no feather that shed, nothing that breaks off and falls on the ground. The playa is protected environment. Anything that leaves trace, that's against the rule. So keep this in mind when you are building your looks. Total honest custom budget, done right, 200 or 350, not thousands. So here's the complete honest breakdown for one person. Ticket is a minimum $575. Transportation from Miami flight to Irina from $600 to $800. Camp's fee around $1,000. I always looking for the best camp, and if you want to know more, you can find a video about it on my channel. RV, it's $2K per person. I'm going with my group. Costumes done smartly. It's just around $200. Fur coat from $100 to $150 for something that lasts minimum 2 years. Or $115 if you are me and you turn $15 mistake into a masterpiece. Good boots from $100 to $150, amortized over 3 to 4 years. Total from $400 to $4,500, not $8,000, not $10,000, the way I spent in my first year. And now here's the question I ask myself every year: what else would I do with the 4K? And every year, the same answer: nothing that resets me the way this does. I came back different. No, not fixed, not like a spa reset. Different. Something in my priorities has shifted, and I can see my life more clearly. For me, that's worth every dollar. So here's where I landed. I'm going not because I figured out the perfect budget, not because the timing became easier, but because I sat with the question long enough to understand what I was actually asking. The question wasn't, can I afford Burning Man this year? The real question was, am I willing to protect the 1 week in my year where I completely stop? And the answer is yes. Here's what I've noticed about myself, and maybe you recognize this in yourself too. When life gets full, the first thing to disappear are things that restore you. The walk you used to take, the weekend away, the hour with no phone, they aren't luxuries. They're the things that makes everything possible. Burning Man is that for me. It's not a vacation, it's not a festival, it's the annual reset that makes the reset of the year work. I have a competition in July. I have rehearsal every week. I have a channel to build, addresses to sell, and a life to manage. And at the end of August, I'm going to the desert for 7 days. No phone, no internet, no competition results, no view counts, just there. I want to say something to anyone watching this who has something in their life that restores them and they keep putting it off. The trip, the class, the thing you keep saying you will do when things don't come down. I know this. The question is, whether you are willing to protect the things that makes you, you. 4 years ago, I went to Burning Man for the first time. I didn't know anything about the festival of Burning Man, completely nothing. This year, I almost didn't go because the budget was tight and the schedule is completely full. But here's what I know. After 4 years, I have never once come back from the dead and thought, I should not have gone. Not once. That's the only answer I needed. I will be documenting the whole Burning Man journey this summer. The preparation, what I'm packing, the full cost in real time, and everything that happens out there. If you want to follow along, subscribe. I post every week. And I want to know, is there something in your life that restores you, that you keep putting off? Tell me in the comments. I read every single one. And I will see you in the next video. XOXO, bye! And if you are new here, I'm a pro-am ballroom dancer based in Miami. Subscribe to follow the full journey competition, Burning Man, and everything in between.